What's going on, everybody? Welcome to another episode and edition of the Fight Factory podcast right here on MyFandom's YouTube channel. Dave Sturchio, Tommy Dee, the return of the Mac, Chris Payne, and of course, welcome back to Shay as well, our producer. Listen, hey, by the way, you guys, what do you want to talk about? I guess.
I don't know.
Is that a Cody thing? I didn't mean to steal that. But anyway, listen.
Shouldn't you start announcing me first? Like
No.
they did at the show.
Yeah, that was bullshit. Peterson needs to get fined for that and fired, and he's already been replaced.
In hot water for the fucking basketball shorts.
Oh, dude.
Coles,
bro. Don't you have Coles cash? You couldn't
Listen,
get.
you know the old
TJ
saying,
Maxx.
first is the worst, second is the best,
Third
is the one with the hairy chest. So there you go.
They have Big and
I
Tall.
haven't manscaped in a while.
Literally have a Big and Tall store.
Anyway, listen, we are being powered and brought to you by so many good folks. We start off with obviously Absolute Eyewear getting involved each and every week. We want to thank Craig and Janine as always. Santiago Sports, they had themselves a fun time at the War on the Shore, sold a lot of cool shit. They had a line at their table the entire time. They have so much unique merchandise. Go check those guys out. They're right here on Route 34 in Mattawanna.
They got all their sponsor money back from me because my kids bought figures.
Hey, my barber's son, he got, I think he got Kevin Owens.
He also won a raffle.
Yes, he did. Yeah.
Good for him. That's awesome. And of
First
course,
wrestling event.
Superbird Tequila, Tommy
Yeah,
Tequila,
baby.
and our friends. A lot of people got drunk out. A lot of people got drunk, and it was the greatest tequila they've ever had. And
In the words
that
of
was fun.
Dave, a lot of things down the pipeline with Superbird Tequila.
Yes, a lot of cool things that could be developed very, very soon.
very nice
The
with
Reverend's
Superbird.
juice was delicious, and it was worth you two.
I didn't get a
yelling at me
chance
for
to
having
even
one.
get my destruction tea or whatever.
You know, he grabbed me.
I had one margarita, one House of Pain, and then I literally inhaled it. And then my buddy that was at the show, he kept walking by on purpose whenever I was walking by, and he'd be like this: "Take a sip, take a sip."
I wish I had that to take the edge off. We'll get into that in a second. And of course, our friends over at RMJ Environomics. Tommy, what the hell do they do?
They test your soil, your oil tanks, and things like that.
Cold
to make
as
sure
shit
that you're,
poop.
Cold as
Yeah.
shit poo.
Well, I mean, they probably do
hate
septic
manure.
work too.
Septic's
I hate
good
manure.
always. Of course, my boy Sage over at Mutts and Pups. You can
Surge.
go Surge him too. I was talking to somebody named Sage today. I swear to God. So that's on me. But Surge over at Mutts and Pups, they do all your dog sitting, dog walking, no unusual breeding, just doggy style. And of course, Luchador's Restaurant. We can't forget those guys. They didn't even go to the show, but they gave us a healthy donation towards the War on the Shore. Thank you guys, as always. And of course, I think one of the most popular sponsors that were there was Alliance Orthopedics because
Absolutely.
everybody got
Everyone and
stretched
their
out.
mother.
Everybody was getting a rub
Even
down.
this guy.
Even this guy was getting, and I saw
got taped
Victor
up.
Benjamin
You guys got?
I got
I didn't
taped.
get it. No.
Dude, they saw me.
Dude, I couldn't do
They
anything.
I was
saw-
dripping sweat.
They saw me. They saw me limping around. So Anthony was like, "Let me tape up your knee."
I saw somebody come over.
So they taped you up, and you still were hurting.
I saw somebody come over with a hacksaw because they were like, "No, we just got to take it."
Funny. So
yeah,
those
no,
are
all the boys
our
loved
wonderful
it.
sponsors.
No, we have to give one big shout out. We did not forget them. I need to make a public apology.
Oh, there we go.
Yeah.
Yep.
I made a post thanking everyone, and there were no excuses. It was just a brain fart.
Called an oversight.
And I hate calling it that because they were tremendous in helping us get this off the ground.
Of course.
Mandy Rose and Ash by Elegance were brought in by Tommy and the crew at Big Event New York.
Yes.
Tremendous apology. I apologize for not mentioning you in my post.
And to be fair, he did not mention me or Tommy first until I said
I
something.
didn't think I had
I was
it.
like, hey, man, Tommy, you see who's missing out of this?
I didn't want to thank you because I had heartache and stress and
Oh, yeah, you
now
should've
have
played the end of
more
heartache.
gray hairs. But an apology. I am sorry. I did not do it on purpose.
My mistake.
And
I
a
apologize.
tremendous amount of gratitude
There it
and
is.
appreciation.
That's the word.
For what you guys did for us. It cannot be understated how helpful you guys were. And love you guys. Tommy, I've known you a long
It's just
time.
a shame that
and I
it's
really,
just-
really thank you guys.
It's just a shame that Mandy and Ash, didn't look good. Never mind. They were the best looking ones there. They
Dude.
walked down the stairs, and I thought it was like slow motion at the prom. I was like,
My
what
dad-
the fuck?
My dad,
Like,
my dad who did the prayer with us,
yes.
is a holy roller. And he walked by the table and he turns and he goes, "Where the fuck did they come from?"
And look, they were nothing but nice to everybody. They
my
helped
God,
out
absolutely.
all the fans.
Super nice to my kids.
Not only that, just and that was another big plus. But the fan upstairs who couldn't make it down the stairs, 'cause
they
it
went
was-
to see him.
They went to go see him.
He's a WrestlePro staple.
Okay.
I did not know that, but that's
Remember
awesome.
when we were in Union that night, and me, Kevin, and all them, we helped bring the chair in off that back door.
Oh,
exit?
that was him.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah.
Cool.
Well,
He's such a nice kid, and I think it's his mom or his grandmother that he comes there with. She's a big
Awesome.
wrestling
Great
fan
picture by Jay Vogel. Vogel, man, let me tell you something, dude. Phenomenal job by everybody that was around the ringside area.
Yeah.
Between that, Kevin Wood was there doing his content stuff.
Yeah, dude. The amount of Kevin Owens. We'll give a shout out to Kevin Owens. That guy is
not the Kevin Owens, but our Kevin Owens.
Kevin Owens now.
Yeah, when he bought the
We've
ticket.
taken you.
That's so funny. It's so funny when that ticket came across and you were like, "Hey, Kevin Owens bought a ticket." I was like, "KO, huh? Good job." I knew that.
Tommy
Listen,
Sale.
I got
Kevin Owens.
Tommy Sales.
Kevin Owens is coming to our show.
I miss those. Tommy Sales.
Tommy Sales.
Tommy Sale. Should we define it? No, we
But no,
shouldn't define
dude,
it.
tremendous amount of work by the people that were taking video and
Yes,
and
that's what you've seen so far.
photos.
And obviously, if you're watching this right now, within the next 24 to 48 hours, the entire show will be available for purchase on our brand new Patreon page. So we're gonna hopefully encourage you guys to help support the brand just a little bit more. If you weren't there, hell, if you were there, go watch yourself. I'm sure you'll see yourself in the crowd. I can't say enough about GPW as well.
Oh my God, those
They're
guys are
phenomenal.
tremendous.
The backdrop of the ocean and the beach on the hard cam, and I remember there was a couple nuances where the hard cam might have been moved, and I was like, no, we need
This needs to be it.
and it was just chef's kiss.
I'm
It
a
was
part owner, and I still haven't seen what he's talking about. So
Yeah.
I'm just gonna go by Dave's word.
And thank
Me,
you to
myself,
CJ,
and
thank
Irene.
you to CJ.
CJ Westcott of
Oh
CWE.
my God, dude.
Dude, there will be
Talk about a fucking entrance.
a spoiler alert. I think one of the coolest entrances is going to be Joey Janela's, because at the end of the night, it's dark by his match, and there's just smoke, red lights. You look like you're in hell, and all of a sudden you just see the silhouette of Joey Janela, and I'm just like, I remember watching it back. I'm like, Jesus, this is great.
What did
Steelers was
Steelers
good,
say?
too. He got,
I was
he
gonna
got his
say
edge moment, he said.
Yeah, he goes, I always wanted to do my edge entrance. It's like,
Well,
on this day,
there you go.
right?
Full leather,
listen.
95 degrees.
Yeah, tell me about it. But yeah, so
Hey, how'd that boardwalk look?
dude, the boardwalk looked great. It's still there.
Yeah, we didn't take it.
The commentary table that you built, incredible. Anybody who's seen it already,
Yeah,
is
thanks
just,
for the heavy fucking table they're paying. Oh my
and, no, shout out to those who helped us bring it
Bro,
out.
kiss my ass. That thing was on point for
We're back.
everything that needed to be on it.
No, it
And
was
we didn't-
beautiful, but it was.
We discussed it
was heavy.
beforehand, but we didn't discuss in depth like specifics. That the function box underneath fit near flawlessly.
Flawless.
Yep.
The hidden wires.
Also-
I just thought that it looked seamless as far as like it didn't look indie-rific with like wires everywhere and duct tape holding
No,
it down.
it looked
Thank
great.
God for sand.
Thank God for sand. Also want to give a shout out
Thank
to
God for plastic pallets.
to Vargas.
That too.
Obviously, with his great performance in his match, we'll get into that in a second. But
Yeah,
the ring crew
was amazing.
The morning ring crew,
Tommy barbells.
barbells and body
Yep.
slams. He showed up. He showed out. That dude is trying to earn
Mr.
himself
Joe
a full-time
Clean.
job.
Joe Clean.
Joe Clean.
Frank.
Yusef was there early.
Frank the announcer, right?
Who?
What's his name?
Franklin, yeah.
Franklin
Franklin.
Myers, who, by the way, it's the summer of the belly. He was he let it all out. I was like, this guy looks
Good for
great.
him.
Good for him. Same thing with Tommy Tequila. He's like, I think bellies out should be the thing. And I'm like, well, then I fit right in. This is perfect.
Yeah, I'm working my way there.
So, there's goals here, folks.
I had McDonald's this morning and Taco Bell this afternoon.
All right,
and
so
I'm
you're
pretty
on
sure
your
I'm going
way.
to eat my kids' chicken nuggets on the way home.
Probably.
So.
So from a production standpoint, thank you to everybody. The ring was great. We do have to shout out the house.
Tiki.
The house lighting guy. Matt, he was incredible too.
Matt Kirchner from
the truss
Empire-
around the
was it
ring.
Tri-State?
I believe Tri-State.
Tri-State,
something.
Entertainment.
But also Tiki Bar, Martell's. You guys were
Tremendous.
amazing. Everything we needed.
Completely and utterly accommodating.
Dude, and listen, we could kind of say it here, but next year we're back. So
Yeah.
like we haven't really teased it or announced it yet, but I guess that's us saying it. We'll see you
Yep,
next summer because
like I
we're
told
coming
you guys,
back.
I told you guys the township, the police department, and Martell's were getting calls the rest of that week and the beginning of the week after, asking.
So that'd be this week.
Is there going to be? I don't even know what week it is, brother. Asking if we were going to be
That week, the
back
week
this
after?
summer.
I'm lost too. I'm like, what day is it?
we're 9 days removed. How many fucking weeks are in 9 days?
Dude, I don't know, man.
1 1/4.
They've been asking about our return.
I missed
People
calendar
are
day
upset
at
it's not going to
school.
be this year. Sorry, it's not going to be this year. It will be next year.
Listen, people are buzzing. I want to also thank there was WWE referees in attendance. There was just Eddie was in attendance. Like the
support from Bennett.
The support from Sean Bennett. Again, one of my favorite referees ever to referee any of our matches. At least he was great. And now he's also with the WWE. So everybody,
he's their head ref, right?
He basically is.
And our two biggest thank yous to Shay and Gino, who
you
stood
guys were
at that
phenomenal.
front table.
I can't thank you enough.
People were
we'll
coming
pay
in
you
till-
more, I promise.
To
It's
like
still
9
coming.
o'clock.
Yeah, but people were coming in like right up until the main event.
No,
Well,
she said
Janela said
yeah.
that. Janela said
That's
that. He
we
said,
locked the box at like 9 o'clock.
yeah, Janela said
amazing.
that
I went to get the till, and he's like, "No, they're still coming." I'm like, "All right." I'm
yeah,
like,
what are you gonna do?
because I went to wrap it up, and he's like, "No, they're still coming," and I was like, "All right."
Did you at least get to watch some of the show?
Yeah, there was actually an empty seat next to my family, so I wound up sitting there for the last 2 matches.
in the front row.
Yeah.
Did you pay for it?
Actually,
I'm gonna need $60. Actually, the money I Venmoed you yesterday,
Yeah, I'll
Venmo
send
me
it,
right
I'll send it
then.
right back to you.
No, but honestly,
by state standards, it was minimum wage.
and
so.
that's another thing. Like, I think there was a moment in time, multiple times, where we kind of just we're all the signing. Like, shout out to Mike Chioda for Ring Crew. He was doing his own thing. He was
the
bro. When I
best.
tell you,
Quixote is the man.
Chioda is the man, and when I tell you how many times he recommended the lights go a little higher, I was like, I said, Mike. I was like, Mike.
He goes, Chris, we got to try and get this like another 2 or 3 feet up there. He's like, I'm gonna go talk to him. And I'm like, Mike. He doesn't want to do it as it is. He goes, no. He's like, no, I'll do it.
listen, he got the
him.
palm trees next to the.
He
next to
carried
the
one of them. What are you
No.
talking about?
And my favorite part
He's
is
like, yes, for the palm trees. I'm like, Amy, can we take a palm tree?
No, so
and
here-
Mike is already pushing one on the sand.
this is my favorite Mike Chioda moment, and you knew it had to happen eventually. It's when Matt, the light guy, and him were talking, and he's like, "Is there a way, brother, we can just get it up another 3 or 4 feet?" He's like, How do you want me to do this? This is all the trust I have. He's like, well, listen, I was with the WWE for 35 fucking years, and I know. And I was like, oh. So I did one of those Peter Griffin into the bushes. I was like,
That's
get me
Homer
out of here,
Simpson.
get me out of here.
Homer Simpson, but I get it.
What did I say, Peter Griffin? Same
Yeah.
shit.
He turns around and goes, I'm going to get it to go up another foot. I got it.
Next thing you know, it's up another foot. How do you do that? Don't ask. And I was like, don't ask, don't tell. Fine.
Oh, it was fantastic.
So the production itself was just top to bottom. And there was multiple moments that I was standing, walking around, and seeing these guys. I think it was a moment. I think I locked eyes with your dad, and I said, I looked at him, and he goes, he's shaking his head, and I was like, we fucking built this. Like, we fucking built.
Well,
just the three of us. Like, how is this possible?
I said to you on the phone that there was I was trying to get photos while doing the operations and stuff, and I had went up on the pier. And
sorry, Pier sold out.
I was like, let me go up there and get one of those like the vintage like Hammerstein ballroom fucking overhead shots that they get, and I couldn't get to a window, and I was like, mother. And then I was like, it's a good problem.
It's a good problem. Because, by the way, the pier, who didn't pay for tickets, you freeloading fucks, they were all up in there, which was great. But the best part was Jenks next door.
Yeah, we made Jenks
that
a lot
poor
of money.
band. They had a band playing over there. That poor band got nobody to support them.
I have a little fact.
They're all Mr. Wilson. They're fucking home improving the whole thing.
And it was
I'm
just
like,
head after head. I have a little fact that I don't know if you guys know this.
this is a fun fact.
So I have said this from day one. They have a schedule. Every Tuesday is a movie night, and it's normally PG
movies.
PG-13 or G-rated.
Sure.
That night specifically was an R-rated movie. It was Jaws. I don't know if you know this. They stopped running the movie because nobody was watching it because they were watching our show.
Well, first of
They were
all,
like, everyone's looking over the fence. They turned the movie off.
why would you think it's a good idea to show Jaws on a beach?
Because they figured
great.
somebody might not watch, and sure as shit, they canceled the movie.
This is and again, pulling back the curtain a little bit. There was multiple texts that I was getting.
Which curtain?
Curtain
was blowing in the wind.
So, and listen, thank you, Lord, for the weather, because it was like it was extraordinarily hot during setup, but once the show started and that wind, the breeze was happening, I was like, this is
so I'm
beautiful.
still peeling from setup.
Same. I'm a little peelage here too. But I got text from like a Lady Frost, right? She texted me. She's like, take a minute and just realize what you guys have built, and stop doing the panic walk, because I was doing a lot of panic walking.
I
was
wanted
like,
that text.
You don't get that text. She has my number, not yours. So
You could have shared the text.
no, it's okay.
It's called
You want me to
screenshot.
it's
called screenshot?
Share a screenshot? Yeah, sure.
It's called screenshot.
Yeah,
Somebody-
I
I wish somebody would
I
told me
can't
to
because I have
breathe.
to edit out that you're the man and the other two guys suck. So it's like, oh, all right, I
it's
got
all
you.
Then we would have known she would have been full of shit.
But again,
And then creatively,
Did
we would
you
think
take a
differently.
13-hour drive to Ohio to pick up our
No, Dave
championship
was
belts?
at Casa de Sturge pool with his feet up, watching his kids fucking swim
That I'm
while,
still in the
while we're
doghouse
fucking
for
getting
taking
yelled
that
at about
drive?
gas and fucking and food.
I want to also shout out the belt makers for doing an unbelievable
What about the
job.
belt collectors?
The belt, yeah, the straps and
Snaps.
I keep
Straps
doing-
and
I don't know
snaps.
why I can't get
And
that.
Lucky Rose leather.
And Lucky Rose leather. Those guys have put together three of the nicest belts I've ever seen because your son got one.
Which, by the way, is the nicest out of the three of them.
Which is really odd. But it's so funny because, again, we went through some trials and tribulations of getting the championships to us.
No, let's be honest. We went through hell to get that.
We went
And
through hell.
It was a time restraint thing.
Time thing.
And
somebody here out of the three of us have a very big OCD problem, and it delayed the whole process. I'm not going to name any names.
no, I'll put my hand up on that.
No, but listen.
But the proof of my OCD was in the pudding.
It was, and the belts look tremendous. But I will say the funniest thing I got was a picture sent to me of Kane of Lucky Rose holding the belt, and what they told me was Brandon was the one who was like, "It looks like your belt went through the dryer," and I was like, "What? Is this like trick photography? Like, what is this? Like, what's happening?" And then I was like, "Oh, fucking Payne's kid's got a belt." I was like, "That's what it was."
Listen,
I was like, "All right."
I will
Great
give my kids anything
championships.
and anything they want as long as
Yes.
they.
I can
know.
tell by the lobby out here where it's full of just fucking.
It looks like
wrestlers
Mattel
galore.
headquarters.
It
We
seriously
got the
looks
whole
like. I feel like
bloodline on the
Comic Con
table.
came
The
here.
whole bloodline's on the table. It's amazing.
There's the bloodline plus the bloodline
Right.
because there's the Usos from 2013.
Yeah, as a team, and now you have Yeet Yeet and all this other shit.
Yeah,
My
so
son-
Uso crazies and then
Yeah,
what they got now.
Yep.
So again, top to bottom, from the staff to everybody that helped us out there, thank you guys so much for making this such a huge success.
Oh, Vito
Oh,
DJ Vito.
I mean, my man showed up with his.
showed up and showed out with
He
music.
absolutely killed it. I told him, I was like, in between, play whatever you want. Next thing you know. Yeah, I'm like, fuck.
And I'm like,
you know what I thought? The first thing I thought of, and this is just programmed in me. When I start hearing wrestling music being played at a wrestling show,
get jacked.
I'm like, Buck would fucking hate this. That's the first thing I thought. Buck would be like, turn this shit off. You're not Edge.
I love
You're
how
not
we all.
Cena."
Yeah, well, I'll tell you what, I
love how
fucking
we-
loved it, so.
I
I
love
did
how
too.
we all waited to hear if everybody did the whoa.
Yeah, and everybody did it.
Everybody did. So, and that song was funny.
Bro, I started singing the
coincidentally enough,
second-
right before we came out.
Yeah.
So I was in the background of one of these candid videos that came out, which again, great moments. We've all shared a great moment with your old man, and that was just one of those things where
Highlight of my night. Honestly.
everything that we prayed for in that moment came to. Like nobody got hurt. Nobody. The rain did not start until literally a minute after Moff walked off, which was insane. Because by the time I went back out and said, "All right, everybody, okay, I'm going to go back out there now." I go out. It's like drop. Oh my God.
Dave has blisters still on his fingers from texting us about the weather.
And that's another thing. And that did. I was very skeptical about doing commentary over the show for that reason. I was like, well, what if things go wrong? Blah, 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 blah. I had constant communication with this guy. Not so much this guy because he has Cricket Wireless over here and he has his phone fucking die. It's 2024. Somebody has fucking
I'm
phone
Mint
dying.
Mobile.
Yeah. And I'm like, hey, what do you mean your phone's dead? You're the timekeeper.
That's why I said
He was
shout
using
out-
a
shout out-
sundial.
And you wonder why the fucking six-way went 40 fucking minutes. Nobody can tell time.
No.
We'll get into
no,
that in a second. But
No.
again,
What do you mean, no?
it did.
That wasn't because of. I had Franklin with me the whole time with the timer.
Well, then both you fucking idiots can't keep
it's
track.
not my
fired.
fault the referees couldn't see the
It's
fucking
not
go
like
home
it's
cue.
not like you keep 12 minutes and he keeps 12
not
minutes
his
and you
fault he
fucking
can't
edit together.
read.
They couldn't
They
see
got
us.
15 to 20. Let's just fucking combine it. 40.
Once the sun went down, they couldn't see us anymore.
Well, that's because you stopped using a sundial because
When
your
the
phone was
sun
dead.
goes down and Cardona was a massive hit in pre-show.
Dude,
he was
he
very,
was-
Dude, I didn't
and listen,
realize how hard he hit KC with that fucking
he
chair.
fucking walloped him, and we'll get into that. But what I want to say
With
about
the only part of metal on the chair.
I know, right? It's like no metal on this chair. Now there is. I do want to also shout out to those who took the time to reach out to us, whether it be during the show, after the show, even a day after the show, of just saying how well the whole thing was kind of presented. And I think that was a very big thing. Guys like Cardona, they all
You only
they
get
all
one-
thought it was like, wow, we can't believe you guys actually fucking did this
You only
on
get-
a motherfucking Tuesday.
Yeah, that's
You
the
only
thing.
get one first impression.
You really do. And then we left it.
And
I
that's
think,
what he said to us. He was
Yeah.
like, he goes, listen, I really didn't know what to expect.
He said, I thought we were going to come to 100 people, and you want to give me money? I'll take your cash.
Yeah.
Listen, at least he
Paid
was
in
honest.
full.
At least he was honest.
But yeah, no, the whole pre-show was great. We did some raffles. We gave away an autographed turnbuckle, which did very well. And I say that by saying it didn't.
That was just a full-blown lie.
It's a loss. It's a loss. Everything. Listen,
We took an L.
We took an L on that
Actually,
one.
you know what? We didn't take an L because what they cost for one buckle, it makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, fine.
Everybody spent their money on food and alcohol, which is what Martell's wanted.
Exactly what Martell's wanted. So again,
Our
from
tank top sold out, which is a great thing.
sold out. We're gonna do another run of that.
One more run of
One
that.
more run of the tank tops in case anybody wants one. We'll do another run of that. The Patreon is set up. We'll link that when the show is ready. And we're here to also tell you, ink's not dry on the contract yet, but show 2 is going to happen in Staten Island, New York on September 21st. And it's going to be at the Staten Island University Hospital Ballpark, a.k.a. Ferry Hawk Stadium.
It's the old Staten Island Yankees.
Another fucking outdoor show, because why not?
Yes.
I promise.
Who debuts their first 2 shows outdoors? Us.
But I promise, I'm making a promise to myself, and I made a promise to my loved ones that I will not be checking the weather until the day before. Okay, like
We will shoot you.
because these guys can't deal with another weather.
I
escapade.
can't.
They can't deal with another outburst by me. They can't deal with anything.
I'm just glad we
because-
don't have any other belts for this show. For
Yeah,
right
no
now.
more belts. It's
I
so
really
funny. 'cause-
have to invest in a new pair of sneakers off. I'm going to be running around like I did that night because Vans are not it.
No, and my boat shoes were not it. That's Sperry's or whatever, $35.
No.
But anyway, great show. Now, what show are we talking about? Talking about the War on the Shore. Let's go over what we saw at the War on the Shore, which Tommy's wearing the brand
Water
new.
and sand.
Yeah, water and sand. And by the way, shout out to Joe Clean.
I thought it was green.
Shut up. Shout out to Joe Clean, who's out
Colorblind
there
bastard.
just fucking sweeping up the ring every match. We do have solves for this next year. We have ideas already. What went wrong?
He
What went
asked me,
good?
he's like, should I go in there and sweep between each match? I'm like, listen,
1,000%.
Yeah.
you know, yeah. I mean, if you really think that it needs it, go nuts. And he did. And you know,
Well, the
what?
only problem- the
he
only
was over
problem-
with the crowd when he was doing it.
The only problem is, since we were kind of rushing that last segment, like match 7 into 8, he didn't. So when the main event got out there, it was like,
We heard it.
the beach.
We heard it.
Yeah. So I was like, okay, it happens. It is a beach after all.
Did you guys sweep the fucking ring? Like, what the fuck happened? And I'm like, no, because there was a fucking storm coming.
We start.
Yeah.
We start our recap of the show itself with.
Wait,
Ken-
real quick. What were they chanting for Joe Clean? They had a chant,
I don't know,
but they kept telling Chernoff his suit sucked, which was
which was
music
lies.
to my ears. I was
But
like,
it was
this is
live.
perfect.
His shit was amazing.
He went all out too with the. Dude, he had a tie for every guy he managed. It was insane. Like,
Yeah, I know. I had to put his outfits under the,
the length,
fucking thing.
Listen,
for
the
him.
length that some of these
Well,
guys
thank God
went.
they did something.
The length that some of these guys went it will never be forgotten. It really won't, because it's like that's the little things right now. And Chernoff, believe it or not, pull back the curtain a little bit. He and I are the ones kind of co-producing and editing the final product. So you're going to see this, and you could say that was really
Shay
well
just
done.
made a face.
Give
No, I'm all good.
You fine?
Everything's fine. Yeah.
I saw
made
your
a face.
eyes. They just got really big.
What happened?
I got a headache for a second. I'm fine.
You gonna
for
pass out on
God's
us?
No, I'm
sakes.
fine.
Do you need to go?
I'm fine.
Man, Jesus Christ. Okay.
I'm fine.
I was like, we gotta give flowers to Chernoff. She's like, oh, fucking Chernoff again. So she's gonna die on us. This is gonna be.
I'm fine.
Don't pass out.
Yeah, don't do that.
I'll bring
I'm
Chase in
fine.
here. I'll let him
I
start
already
hitting
had to deal with that at Luke Combs on Saturday. I didn't tell you guys the story.
What happened?
Somebody right behind me had a heart attack.
buttons. Who cares?
Oh.
Me and my brother.
Sorry.
Jesus Christ. Me and my brother, and I would love to find out what her name is, because we found out that she came to, but like 20 minutes later, it was like
Was it an actual heart attack or a medical episode?
a real heart. Like I'd never seen the paddles before in my life. They came up
So
and
she
did
went
the
to
paddles.
that's not a heart attack. She went to cardiac failure or cardiac arrest.
She had a
arrest,
pacemaker
yeah.
too.
So okay, so that's
Whatever
doesn't
the case may be, I saw it
She
at
might be in
Luke
fucking
Combs.
heart failure.
How do you expect me to like growing up and getting old after that? I was like, me and my brother are looking at each other like, how the fuck are we supposed to have fun now?
'Cause
like,
when
we just
you
saw somebody
leave it.
die
What
because
did
we
you do
didn't
after
know.
that?
Did you ask her if she was a wrestling fan or she wanted to come to a show in
shit.
Staten Island?
All right.
I
anyway.
heard Dave threw a flyer on her.
That is a good Pat Buck story from 2012, where he said every trick or treater is gonna get a flyer with their candy, and he wasn't fucking.
Bro,
he wasn't kidding.
That is not a bad move.
no, not at all. Promoter 101. Now we know what we're doing. Ken Dixon defeats Sean Donovan in the first match.
love it.
Love the fact that Ken Dixon came on with a week's notice, cut a promo right away,
You see
promoted
the guys
show.
he came with?
Joe Keys.
Joe Keys looks
Joe
like
Keys
he
is
ate Joe
tremendous
Keys.
now.
Bro, he
Holy
was
crap.
not always that big.
No, he wasn't.
He looks huge.
Yeah.
But he's been working hard. And, bro, Ken Dixon looks like $1 million.
He does.
really does.
And we invited Ken Dixon to come back. Unfortunately, MCW is running the same night as us, so we can't have Ken Dixon for show 2. But
I think my favorite part of that was those two having a shot.
Yeah.
oh, dude, the Superbird tequila shot, one of the most iconic pictures you'll ever see. I mean, it's this is gonna get me canceled, but whatever. The most iconic pictures in 2024, that and Trump with the fucking thing with his ear shut off.
Fight.
Yeah. So that, and then it was the tequila thing. Iconic picture. Great match. They beat the shit out of each other just like we predicted. Great match by Ken
Who
Dixon.
opens up their first show ever with a hardcore match?
And listen,
we do.
they did that on They did that to themselves, as far as that goes. But we followed it up with GKM, which got a lot of buzz afterwards. There was a lot of people who weren't
Dude
even
is
like
good,
wrestling
man.
fans that were telling me like, who is the dude with the dreads? Yeah, the cacawing and shit. Like, who is that guy? And I'm like, that's GKM.
Chase went nuts because
I'm
he
like,
grabbed his shirt.
This dude is.
He showed out.
He's
love his
phenomenal.
aerial moves. And
Dude, the
Oh,
over the
it's
top
great.
into the springboard moonsault off the
Yep.
buckle.
I got guys like Jimmy Palumbo at the show, and he's like, if they jump off the top rope, like 1 inch to the left, 1 inch to the right, he's gonna kill himself. And I was like, well, that's called pro wrestling.
And
it's
that's
not
how I
ballet.
batted 706.
Right. I was like, and that's it's not ballet. You know what I mean? So shout out to GKM. He defeats Justin Carino. Justin Carino, who claimed he wasn't afraid of ghosts, ran into one after that. And that was Youssef, all of a sudden, the sand ghost or whatever you want to call him. But he looked like he showed out. He did his thing. He hit him with the thingy thing, and Tommy was there as his manager.
Hit him with the bip, and then got the
And the
bip.
boop and a beep and a pop, and then
Pop and a
Justin
bip and a-
Carino loses twice, technically. So that sucked.
he deserved it.
He did. Justin's the man. And shout out to Mark Carino again, because none of these hype videos or hype shots or anything like that
best.
are possible without Mark Carino and his graphics. Then we had Steve Gipke representing the Jersey Shore to take on Trax representing Philadelphia. And another great match.
Terrible city.
Terrible city. Gipke gets the win there. It was just one of those matches where it was like brute on brute strength.
Yeah.
They really killed it too, man. Like the first couple matches that were going on, I was like, man, everybody's going that extra mile.
Well,
you know what I'm saying?
because they had the time to do so. They weren't given 5 minutes to work.
Right. And that was to our credit to map out the show, to give these people time. I even said it on the run sheet that you hung up in the back, or whoever hung up at the back. Embrace your entrance, because you're not going to get an entrance like this anymore.
Yeah.
Anywhere else. You really aren't. And I'll toot our own horn on that one. Between the lights and the backdrop and just everything that was involved. Like, you really want these money shots, when you're on the corner and you're cacawing or whatever the hell. These are the shots that you're going to remember for the rest of your life in your professional wrestling career.
I'm patting myself. I really love that fake boardwalk. It fucking made that entrance.
It went, right? And like, you had this vision. We thought we were going to have a runner after that, but we just didn't. It just didn't work
Which
out.
we should have did the runner. But
Yeah. Listen,
Yeah.
Well,
again,
Next
like,
lesson learned.
try and what is it?
you don't win. You just try to do better next time. Was that Cleveland?
No, there's another term what I'm looking for, but
I'm sure it'll pop up. We crowned our very first women's champion, our premier women's champion, and that would be.
3? Oh no,
I'm on 4.
Go ahead.
Lady Frost defeats Masha Slamovich. Lady Frost looked like $1 million.
Masha looked great.
Masha looked amazing. I think one of my favorite visuals, if I had to rank them in the top 3,
Ice bucket.
the ice bucket thing was amazing. A great idea by her. And you know what's funny?
needs ice.
Frost doesn't get to do that anywhere else.
No.
She doesn't. And I think that was one of those moments where I was like, yeah, go have fun with it. I think it'll be hilarious. And
It was
it
creative as hell.
It was creative. She needed the ice bucket. It was almost like when Mario does the one-up. She gets that ice, like, she's ready to go. But the visual that I loved more than anything is that I think it was Vogel who caught this, just midair backflip.
Oh, my God, the
slow-mo.
The sky is in the background. The ambiance, everything.
It had just started to set, I believe. The sun.
Man, and it just looked incredible. So
Her entrance looked amazing with the
Yeah.
white light and the light that like
my daughter's favorite.
that blue tinted light.
daughter's
with the-
favorite.
God, Adriana
With the
Stella was
smoke.
flipping out for it.
Adriana went nuts when she went over to her table.
Yeah, I mean,
went nuts.
she's. And again, I can't say enough about Lady Frost and Victor Benjamin. Both of those guys are
I think
great
Lady Frost
people.
might have actually taken Bianca Belair's spot.
Oh,
for her
wow.
number one
Well,
favorite.
listen, you never know. But yeah, Frost is the kind of competitor that you just know it's not a matter of if, It's a matter of when
And
she gets
Masha
that
was
right match.
unbelievable,
And
too.
Masha,
Can't
again,
get-
1 week's notice.
Yeah.
Can you come in? Can you fill in? Can you do this?
Super
Thank you to Gino
appreciative.
Gotts for that one.
Yeah,
Gino
Gino
Gotts.
Gino's got his Rolodex of people that he's worked with, whether it be at Battle Club Pro or Ring of Honor or
Gino's going
wherever.
to play a role in our company somehow.
He is. And I told him, I actually told him, I said, look, I don't want Josh bouncing back and forth. So when Josh's guys have matches,
Yeah.
Gino's on commentary.
Cool.
And he's like, I'm in. I'm like, let's go. Because me and him have, once upon a time, we're a team.
Yep.
Yeah.
A
He can
tandem.
talk.
And
He
he's
can
great.
spit it. He's witty.
He's a little pesky. I love him. I love him to death. He's the greatest. Then we took a little brief intermission, which, looking back, I wish we didn't, because then things wouldn't have gotten so
Well,
rough.
that's only because we had the Broadway.
We did. Yeah, well, that Broadway's coming up soon. But first, got to give our flowers to the biggest dude out there. 6'12", 15% of a metric ton. Big
got it right.
Trouble. Ben Bishop clears house. The big man
Showed up, showed out.
Like, yeah, dude. It was a 4-way, became a 5-way because I do want to shout out Kerr, who
Hell
showed
yeah.
up very early with a bunch of guys, and he said, I'll lend a hand. And dude,
Another guy
first of all,
greatly appreciative.
I've never seen anybody take a ring post down the stairs as if it was like he had a wiffle ball bat. The thing was like, I was like, is that not heavy? It's fine. No, I'm good.
So we got micro wrestling here?
Yeah, right. Yeah, right. Like, dude. So shout out to Kerr. Thank you again for everything that you did. So we said, we pulled the promoter thing. I pulled him aside. I said, let's get Kerr in.
You didn't get him in? Yep.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Done.
Wasn't,
Right.
even
He's in.
wasn't even a hesitation.
But that was great.
I think it made for a better match.
It
Fala
did. It really
Vargas.
did.
It really did.
Bro,
because
he took a fucking superplex.
yeah.
What the fuck?
Hey, you want to
I
work
was a
tonight?
little- I
Oh,
was
by
a
the way, you're
little- I was a
also
little
getting
scared
launched.
for the ring when he
I
did
was
that.
scared for the ring. I'm like, we only got one.
Yeah. So between that,
6,000 pounds in that ring.
oh man.
It was, that match, that was one of my favorites. Definitely was. Shout out to, and even Fala was, there early, helping with the
Yeah.
ring as much as he could. Then he's got to go in there and go against, 3 other gigantic beasts.
4.
4, 3, whatever the hell it was.
But I keep track of the time clock.
Yeah. Listen, I was sitting there like somebody was hitting a fucking home run, like, go home.
So anyway,
Bro, me and Tommy were like 2 fucking third base coaches.
so yeah, going into the next match, you
Hope it
had
wasn't your spit cup.
No, it was my cup, my phone.
now we mentioned before, Lady Frost got herself a dub. Her husband, Victor Benjamin, is also now the second person on our roster who has officially a 2-0 record because
Yeah.
the 6-way or the 6 Broadway, we'll call it, that went in a nice astronomical 40 minutes long. But look, it got filled with some of the greatest out there right now. TJ Crawford did amazing. LSG was out there doing his thing. Shout out to Ava Everett, who showed up, helped us at the end with breakdowns. So those things, they just don't go unnoticed. And I will give you flowers when it's deserved. Not like
When it's time, not deserved. It's
well, yeah, when it's time. Not like Richard Holiday lately on all of his. He's like, give me my flowers, and I'm
Yeah,
like,
you know
I'm
what?
like,
The guy
calm
deserves
down
it.
over there,
He
Rich.
Dude, they
deserves
cost
it.
money.
I
He
know.
deserve it.
Flowers are expensive.
Yeah, I know the bouquet is ridiculous.
Or they're pennies.
But anyway, no. So Victor Benjamin
Roses and
shows out.
pennies.
Now we chose to do elimination.
Yes.
Do you regret that? If it didn't go 40 minutes, would you have regret the format?
No.
I don't either, because I don't think enough companies do that.
We literally gave them each an opportunity to show their best shit.
Yeah.
It also makes for a believable ending because
Right.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, like I know WWE pulls it off, but they also have a bigger scale of what they can do. And
Yeah, but
most
I
times
hate
6
triple
ways are
threat
ladder
matches.
matches,
I
right?
hate
Usually
triple
they're a
threats.
ladder match, a Money in the Bank, or a tag match.
I hate triple threat matches because it's like it's stupid. There should be elimination.
I think that the elimination works because it makes it more believable. Because
Yeah.
if
But it
you have
also-
6 guys in the ring, and like I said, it's a bigger company, so like and they do a different style. Like it's always a ladder match involved, and you can use weapons and stuff like that. When you're doing a straight 6-man, and it's basically you can do whatever you want, but you can't really. They're not really doing
You
whatever
can
they
get
want.
DQ'd and leave, technically.
Right.
Right. So it's different. It was definitely a different feel to it.
You had to have a finish for each person.
I think the triple threats and one falls to a finish thing, those are put in place to make people still look strong. So if you have your
of course.
champion, you don't want him to lose the title, but then you
Right.
don't want him to like lose the title.
Right.
You know
and
what I
then
mean?
you also need stipulations on the indie circuit because other people might be signed to other companies.
Exactly. So there's stipulations for everybody. So shout out to Victor Benjamin. He absolutely shows out.
And he legitimately beat every single one of those guys in his career. He's wrestled all of them.
And he beat him again.
And he beat him again.
and he beat him again.
Him and Steeler were near the end.
Yeah, Steeler was at the end again, so we got a little bit of a flashback from the showcase match that we had earlier this year.
The only one on record because
Yeah,
the other one
on
was,
record.
was lost to an illness in the computer.
Yeah, weird how that works.
Ray
I don't-
Jazz showed out. His
Yeah,
his
Ray,
whole family
Ray
was
Jazz's
there.
entrance was sick.
Ray Jazz
from
came out there.
again. Kevin Owens, the fucking
the Paisan.
Kevin Owens cut that up so nicely.
Yeah,
for his
his
Ray
entrance
Jazz's
was great. Yeah, it was just he was super grateful. I talked to him after. I talked to everybody after. Everybody had something good to say about the
Yeah.
show. There wasn't anybody that said like, "Well, I would have did this different." Nothing. Zero. Like I'm kind of like
I'm
kind of
a little
wondering like there's
nervous.
got to be somebody out there that
I'm
thinks
a
we
little
suck.
nervous. Like, let us meet that one guy that was like, yeah, well, because I tell you
all
what,
right.
cool.
I told you there was one guy that also followed up with it was the greatest thing he's ever seen. He said he wished it was rated
language.
PG-13 or rated R because I went out there and dropped a couple F-bombs in my opening promo. Donovan went out there and basically
Donovan
ripped
just
everybody
obliterated it
apart.
all.
And I was just like, oh, my daughter's out there. I was like, what the fuck?
Well, it's funny with that because like I went to go see my family. I didn't even know that they were there because I couldn't see them in the beginning.
Yeah.
My mom's like,
That's because you were crying from the pain.
yeah, my mom's like, that guy's kind of a, my mom's going, that guy's kind of a dick. Like, and then he comes over to talk to me. And it's
Kayfabe, brother,
completely-
kayfabe.
It's completely different.
Yeah,
person.
different guy. Is that the same guy? No.
By the way, Tommy, how's your loafer?
dude, you can't listen. We had a great entrance. Everything was great. You saw him, bro comes busting out of the back like a bat out of hell, right? And then we get to the ring. He tries to get in. He lost his shoe.
I turn. He goes to get in. The shoe comes off. I turn to you, and I'm like, his fucking shoe came off.
And I was like, and I literally yelled, I'm like, you lost a fucking shoe?
I had to swing that leg up there. I was
like, listen
in
to this guy.
fucking
Like,
pain.
it's so. By that time, yeah, you're probably right. Listen,
Next time we'll have Peterson sit on the ropes gingerly.
Yeah.
So you can get in.
Peterson also crushed it. Shout out to Peterson. Love you, buddy.
By the way, Coles.
Coles, yes. Go get yourself a fucking pair of board shorts.
It's a board short, dude.
I promise you, I'm big like you, pal. I promise you. They make them
There's
in the
not
big
a
man
fucking
sizes.
company out there that doesn't make a size. for
Right. In our co-main event of the night, Joey Janela showed out. You knew he
Fucking-
would. The only thing I regret about Joey's entrance, besides the fact that it looked crazy, was that they treated it like a Tiki Monday and they threw napkins in the air.
Yeah.
Like it was Tiki Monday. And then it rained and I was like, oh, with all these fucking napkins.
I'm standing there. I'm like, who's cleaning this shit up?
So
He took out the front row.
right. So, and I usually make the joke on commentary like, well, that's why you pay the big bucks to be in the front row. But I genuinely felt bad for people. I was like, you got a Joey Janela in your lap. I was like, that stinks.
Franklin looked at me. He goes, "Why do you look like you're panicking?" I go, "I hope he didn't fucking hurt anybody."
you're just hoping that none of these fans catch an elbow to the eye socket. But again,
We had insurance.
Santana, dude, you want to talk about a pro's pro? I can up and down the roster, everybody was great, but Santana came in there. By the way, an amazingly adorable daughter.
Yeah.
that he brings his daughter there.
Yeah.
we set her up shop so she can hang out with near the locker room, so he can keep an eye on her. Like, but again, when you go up to some of these guys and you say the result of a match and you tell them here's how it's going to go, there are people out there that will boo-hoo, right? They're like, oh, come on, like, oh, all right, whatever. So he literally knew the scenario. He basically said like, this is Joey's house, right? So you want him up? And I was like, yeah, is that okay? He's like, yeah, I don't give a fuck. Like, I was like, bro, I wish everybody would fucking be like that.
Even everybody in the locker
I'm
room.
not saying nobody wasn't. I'm just saying, like, in generally speaking, in the
Everybody
sport.
in the locker room, they already had a relationship with each other, so the vibe in there was great. Like Frost was doing his hair for him. You know what I mean? Like it was.
I think that's
it was
one big
just
takeaway,
amazing.
though, we could take away from this is that we know it's not going to be like that every time.
Right,
Like
right.
we just happen to hit a home
We
run.
just happened to hit a grand slam.
It was our first at bat and our first major league appearance,
and they were loaded.
Already
The
got
ducks
shit.
were on the pond.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
We hit a
That's what we
homer,
did.
and we just have to. We now know that it's never going to be like that ever again.
I beg to differ. I think War on the Shore 2 is going to be bigger than War on the Shore 1.
No,
That's
I'm just saying where like things lined up for us where we didn't have to fucking strain ourselves about it, stressing about
And I know
that
we were
stuff.
scared on time, but the promo that those two cut. At the
Yeah,
end,
man. It was a feel-good thing. And
just like putting us over.
Yeah,
They
so,
don't
like,
have to do that. Like people think like,
we
these
don't
are
give them
working for
notes.
They don't have to do that.
We didn't give him a note. Say, hey, make sure you say Fight Factory Wrestling. No, he went out.
Somebody goes, who gave them a microphone? And then afterward, they're like, all right, it's okay.
Yeah, right. Like it was that. Okay, it was fine.
It's good.
But to hear Joey Janela out there talking to afterwards, saying he's like, I shot my shot over there 1 million Mondays in a row, but I can't do that anymore. Thanks, Megan. I was like, okay, he went there. But again, just they delivered. You'll see the match in its entirety. They absolutely crushed it, just like we kind of thought they would. And that's that. But
I was trying to enjoy that part, but you were like Vince McMahon grabbing your ear at the commentator's booth.
I was like, again,
You can
looking
see
back.
Steam, and you're like, is the radio okay?
Yeah,
Dave's like, no, it's Dave's ears.
Yeah, looking back, now I get to see it, enjoy it, and not worry about like time constraints. I would watch that match over and over and over again. You know what I mean?
The
Like,
match was phenomenal.
no, the match
awesome.
was great. The
So
promo,
good.
the promos were great too.
They did some strong style stuff, which was really good.
Yeah,
you know
for
what I
sure,
mean? It was
for sure.
awesome.
I just heard something outside. I don't know.
my
what the
son
fuck that
Christian
was.
that
That's
directs
true.
the
That's
figures.
for Chase is
Oh,
out
okay.
there.
Chase, you okay?
Yeah, he's fine. But listen, so now we get to
There's no snacks, Chase.
now we get. He's eating plenty of McDonald's. We get to the main event, and it was billed the way it was billed because we wanted somebody that we highly respect in Danny Moff against Casey Navarro, right? And Casey Navarro, who I've known for years since the come up, literally his first
15.
days. He was 15 years old when I met
Yep.
the guy. Now he's 25. All right, no, he's 21. I don't know what the fuck.
No,
I don't
he's
know. I
like
feel like he's
22.
40. He's been
Whatever.
around forever.
He was just birthday just passed. So the blessed
20
of the best.
25.
Happy birthday.
No?
I thought it
No,
was
he's not
25. 'cause That was 10 years
25.
ago.
What?
Yeah, it was 10 years ago. So yeah, that makes sense. If he was 15 then, no, I'm not doing fucking math right now.
Maybe
Anyway,
he's like 23, 24.
who
but I
gives
don't
a
think
shit? He's
25.
gone. But
Literally.
listen, leading up to that, we had the contract signing here, and it was a lot of fun. And
He's
you know-
25.
Okay, see, I told you.
Blessed to be 25.
Oh, okay.
There's literally hashtag blessed to be 25.
With our promo photo.
Perfect. The main event went off like it should have. Those two absolutely killed each other like we expected it. KC started off hot. Moff is one of the most powerful men I've ever met in my life, and he started
It's a fucking crime. It's egregious that this man has never had a contract in WWE or given at least a fucking shot in AEW. So fuck you.
I'll wholeheartedly agree. And
We'll
then,
book him
and then listen,
over and over
then,
again.
and then listen. Oh well, now he's the champ. So
I
but
guess we
listen,
don't have a choice, right?
Guy who
here's the
puts
thing.
out bangers.
I know, but here's the thing now.
He's
Chernoff,
ours.
the weasel that he is, Chernoff decides call out the entire thing. Then we get an appearance out of Matt Cardona, which again, more questions than answers because I had no idea. He came out there, started cleaning house with the chair, and
Indian God choke
and
line.
then fucking cracked Casey Navarro right over the top of the dome, and I'm like, dude. And I remember looking at him like, what the fuck? And he's had this demonic evil grin on. I'm like, and then he puts out that video from a fan cam, and he said, KC, I'm sorry. I don't love you. And I was like, holy
Yeah,
shit.
because I didn't get to see the shot from where
he-
we were
he-
standing.
I just wish you would
Pelted
have.
him.
I wish you would have
Balls.
tagged us in that.
Listen, he fucking whacked him. Well, listen, then we start, finally the dust settles, and at the end, that last sequence that they did was just incredible.
Yeah.
That burning hammer.
The
holy
burning
fuck.
hammer,
Oh, my
fucking,
God.
it might have killed Casey at that point. But there it is, 1, 2, 3. There's your champion. Now things get a little interesting.
How'd that feel for you?
What?
Having to go in there.
Having to
and
go in there?
Eat crow.
Listen, I'm a businessman. Like I wasn't rooting for anybody, right? I was like, whoever wins this thing
Well,
wins
you
this
did
thing.
say it in the contract signing. We're
Shut the
rooting
fuck
for
up, Tommy.
Shut the fuck up, Tommy.
So what I will say is this. We're there. We're giving him the belt. Moff is getting a little brash with me because, again, we've had some
that
history.
history,
We
yeah.
have history, right? And he's brash. He's like, raise my hand, put the belt on my shoulder, just giving me all these demands and shit. And I'm just like, all right, man, just like give it a rest. And before I can even say another word, Lance on a like that to me, I was like, wait a minute, like what?
The hell
Fuck
is
was that?
Chase!
Chase, are you okay?
Chase.
Chase,
I don't give a shit if he's coming. Where they from?
The fuck is that?
what is that?
Studio's over here.
Whoa.
Studio.
What is happening?
Studio, where you at?
Oh, you
Studio.
got
Get the
to
fuck
be
outta
here.
kidding me.
Hey, yeah. Oh, yeah, what am I doing here? What's up, Ossifer? How are you?
How are you?
What's that?
You go fuck yourself.
Whoa,
again.
whoa.
You,
Dude.
I don't even know, and I don't want to know.
Why are you here?
What are you doing here?
I got one question for you.
What? You're in the line of sight.
Plain and simple. Were you in on it?
In
Were
on
you
Lance?
it? Because I think that me and you have a little bit more respect for each other than that. Were you in on that shit?
I was. Ask
Mom,
Payne, I
nobody-
was not in on that.
Nobody had any idea he was going to be there.
I had no idea, man.
So this happened under your watch.
bro, you're the one going around calling yourself the Samoan killer, man. Like,
Because I am. I am.
And what
so then
happened?
don't you think you called the bullet on
Who
yourself?
smoked Jacob Fatu?
you did.
Who was
Why
the
don't- can we-
last person to
Can we get
smoke
Moff?
Jacob Fatu?
Can we get Moff a chair?
Give
Let's
me a
talk
chair.
like let's talk like
Give me
men.
a chair.
Let's
Give me a chair.
Yeah, we'll
All
get you a
right,
chair.
all right,
We'll get you a chair.
No, you know what?
What? What? Oh shit. Yeah. Well, listen.
I want this chair.
He wants your
This is my chair.
I want this chair.
This is my
right
show.
now.
Okay, Tommy. If I was
You
you,
have
I would
10
just.
seconds
Okay.
to make the biggest mistake of your life.
Oh boy. All
One,
right. Tommy.
8, 9.
All right.
All right.
I already made the mistake by booking you. What the?
Damn.
Mom, let's take it down. All right?
Yeah.
Respect,
Everybody, everybody, calm
Let's take
down.
it down.
All right.
All right. Can we,
All right, you know what?
can we
All right,
sit?
Get out of the chair.
Can we
let's take a
calm?
seat.
You know what? I thought for some reason, I thought you were in on it.
Why would I be in on it, man? I wanted a clean main
Surprised
event.
as you. I had no
How
idea.
did this happen?
I have no clue. He has no idea.
Dude,
How did this happen?
I don't know. Have a seat. I mean, you're here now. Tommy's pissing down his leg.
Just one thing. Give me that fucking Simone.
All right, you want Lance? I understand. Sit. Use the mic at least.
Let's sit.
Let's calm down for a second, okay?
Let's talk like gentlemen. Sit down.
Yes, please. If you're not gonna listen to me, listen to the officer. We all go way back, right?
Listen, I told you, I'm not stupid. I know you're my boss.
Bring the mic down. Hang out for a second, all right?
I know you're my boss, okay?
Yeah.
I know where the checks come. I know who signs the checks. I
Yeah.
know who's the boss.
I wasn't-
I know who the final say is.
Now I'm all
around here.
flustered and shit. This was going so well. First and foremost,
Just stand there.
I had nothing to do with it. Okay, Lance.
Thank God.
More than likely heard the press conference. Okay, all right. You called yourself the Samoan Killer, in which I understand that you have a nice history. Pull this down a little bit so you don't blur your beautiful face. You have a history with a lot of the Samoans, but here's the thing, Moff. They're not all on TV yet. You got to watch what you say. I know you're not one to be intimidated, but it is Lance, and he took offense to it. Like, I don't know what else to tell you, man.
We're not okay with that.
I'm not cool with him jumping my barricade on the first damn night of our show. He kind of hijacked the end of the show. And while I respect him, I respect his family, I respect everything they've done. What he did there, it's got some repercussions. And I understand that you want him next. I get it. But based off of what he did, I talked to Payne, I talked to Tommy. We're not allowing him at the next show, man. I'm sorry. He did what he did, and there's got to be some kind of consequences. And I understand you might want him, but this can't happen this way.
Listen, I've known Lance NOI his whole life.
I'm well aware.
I've wrestled him so many times, probably more than anyone. Okay? This one's different. I'm gonna split his wig like it's never been split before.
And you have all the reasons to want to do
My
that.
night.
And it was your moment. And I'm sorry that he
That was
spoiled
my
it.
moment. I earned it.
You did.
Okay? I earned it. I didn't deserve it. I earned it.
But don't think that we had anything to do with that.
Well, I looked at you guys man to man. I came here man to man, not a text, not a phone call. I came here man to man.
yeah,
to
there
ask
was
you
nothing.
guys, because that's the respect that I have.
You
for
might
guys.
want to
Well,
check
you
on
got
your
to come
son.
in with
He
a
might
different
be-
approach.
Okay.
That's a little bit brash,
All
no?
right, but listen, when I feel, okay, like I've been slid, like I was slid 86th, and then I wasn't invited here to the show. I'm your champ. I'm the man. I'm the franchise. El campeón. I'm your guy. I'm the guy. I'm the ceiling around here.
And you know what? And I've said this to Payne multiple times over.
Anybody wants some? It's right here. Come get it.
And I've talked to Payne, and there's a reason why you're in that match, right? And again, I apologize for how it all ended, but again, it's something that we can't do right away. But you are going to have a title defense because I know you're a fighting champion. We've talked about this,
Of course.
and you will have a title defense on September 21st in Staten Island, and I'm sure you don't give a shit who it is because
I just want to fight.
I know you just want to fight, and that's fine. There's multiple people out there that want to fight and have earned an opportunity to try to take your championship. But I think the consensus around these parts, just based off of one show, is that right now, your next opponent just happens to be 6'12", 15% of a metric ton. I think it's only right for Big Trouble Ben Bishop to get a championship opportunity at the next show.
He's 7 feet tall.
That's his shtick.
It's a shtick.
He's 6'12". We only know there's 12 inches in a. Yeah, he's 7 feet tall. The guy can go. What he proved the other night was that he can go, and I think that, right? Do you
Absolutely
disagree? Like Tommy, I know is over there cleaning up urine, but I think that he deserves the next spot, and we'll just see how that plays out. But security will be enhanced. Lance. He was part of my first match, so me and Lance go back too. But again, no part of this did I want that to end like that. So Lance, I'm sorry.
He ruined the perfect ending to our main event.
Kids, you can't expect me to be happy about this.
You think we pulled that crap on our first show? That's not us.
I saw you you were shocked.
I had no idea he was going to be there.
You were laughing.
I have a still shot of me going like this. Like I don't know
You were
how
kind of smirking at me.
I was not smirking.
Oh, yes, you son of a bitch. You were laughing a little bit. Look at me. Don't lie to me.
I was happy. I was like, wow, this is kind of cool.
Yes.
But at the same time, it was also hijacking the show. So I wasn't that happy about it.
Listen, somebody has to be the asshole around here.
Fair. Tommy's already over there.
Asshole number one. Right here.
All right.
I take it. I hold it.
Okay.
Okay, so hold on. So the Lance thing, all right. It wasn't you guys, but I want him.
And you know what? We will make that happen.
We're going to
I
talk
don't
to
care
him,
if it's
and
a
we'll make it
Samoan alley
happen.
fight. I don't care if it's a Samoan street fight. I don't care if we throw coconuts at each other. I don't care. I don't care if it's a coconut busted open your head match. I don't care. I don't care.
No, the pineapple takes precedence.
I don't care.
Listen,
I
you
want
will get your
Lance
pound of
Armstrong.
flesh. You will get
tell
that.
me that my first opponent for the Fight Factory title
Yeah.
is Big Ben Bishop.
Yep.
Yeah.
That big son of a bitch who was walking around in the locker room, who won the match with all those other big son of a bitches.
Yep.
There was about 1,200 pounds, if not more,
I
in
think
that
about
ring at one
3,000,
time.
but that's fine.
Yeah, I think. Listen, when I think Danny Moff, I think obviously Casey Navarro was a formidable opponent. You got to give him his flowers. That was a hell of a match. In fact, if I'm not mistaken, and I
Warriors went out.
I could be wrong here, but there was a moment in time, and I'm watching a match on commentary, and I see it live. And there was a moment in time where I felt like you were a little mad at your benefactor for getting people involved. You wanted this shit right, and Josh Chernoff, the jerk off that he is, brought out your whole group. And again, I understand you guys are a tight-knit group, and that's
You
all.
saw what I said to him.
I saw it, and that's what I knew. I was like, okay, Moff wanted to do this right, and somewhat did it right. I mean, you
Wanted
had
to do it by the code.
You had a Cardona out there. You know, it was
There's
a
a code, man.
yeah. I know.
There's a code in this shit. Okay, and you guys know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, of course.
There's a code. You know, when you go to war, man, you go, and you're going against somebody you love. There's a code.
Yeah, and like I said, I think you wanted it differently.
Man to man.
You got it differently. You won the match. You're the champ, and I feel like you are the fighting champ that you are. So why not get somebody on riding a high right now? And I'm not just talking about the Fight Factory. Ben Bishop is the reason why Rampage ratings went up 2 weeks ago, right? 60,000 people tuned in just to see Ben. Ben! And now Ben, who's going to be on Jeff Jarrett's podcast next week, so he's making his ways, and I think it's only right. Yeah, I just think it's only right to we're not going to have some hokey-ass #1 contender tournament or a battle royal. It's just who deserves to fight Danny Moff, and I think it's never happened before. We're kind of infamous for doing that, right, boys? Like,
absolutely.
We just did a Janelle and Santana, first time ever. So why don't we do Bishop and Moff, first time ever for the championship? 7 foot.
About 300 pounds.
300 plus. He can go.
So that's who you want me to fight.
Yeah. You're the El Campeon. I can't say it like you did, but you're that guy.
So white.
I knew you would.
Say less.
I knew you would.
Say less. Can I say something?
Yeah, sure. Look right into that camera.
Hey, Benny. Benson.
I think it's just Ben.
Benito. What's up, kiddo? I'm going to kick your ass. I said it. I ain't scared of you, man. I look forward to it.
Well, that's the shit-eating grin that we all know and love. I'm hoping you didn't break any doors on the way in here. I'm hoping you also didn't break a child on your way in here.
No, Chase is okay. Chase.
I hope he's okay. I haven't heard him.
Chase is all right. I said yeet to him, and he was okay.
Right.
Well, he's fine.
He's out there. He's got a hell of a
Listen,
cello.
a little bit of an abrupt way to end this show, but Moff, again, congratulations.
Man downstairs, I don't know.
He's not a happy camper at all, and I'm probably going to see that in my rent and my bill.
He's a dick anyway.
Congratulations on winning the championship, being the face of this company, the first face of this company. I'm sorry the way it ended. I'm sorry the way this whole day planned out. I did not expect you to come down here and kick doors down, but I understand.
Well, I invited
We've been
myself.
around the block. We understand frustration.
I've
And
never been invited to this podcast, so I figured I'd invite myself.
Well, no, I
Well,
figured-
welcome.
Thank you.
You were on the highest rated and
Asifa.
Awesome.
you were on the highest watched episode. It was a special
Love me,
episode.
man.
I do love you. I don't appreciate the way you came in, though.
How else would I come in?
Well, you're not wrong.
If you do want to see more of Dan Moff, he now hosts another show that's right here on the MyFandom YouTube channel entitled Cards Subject to Change with Sean Donovan and, of course, Darius Carter. You can tune in for that. They're at 2 episodes deep already, and I'm hearing really, really good reviews. So you've been around the block. You've done a lot of things in this business. And right before you stormed in here, Payne was saying that it's legitimate. Like, he's a cop. He knows there's crimes out there. One of the biggest crimes is that you're not contracted somewhere. But you know what? We're trying to rectify that by making you the guy. So continue to be the guy. And best of luck against Ben Bishop.
You know what? We're gonna take the fight. We're gonna take the Fight Factory to heights that have never been touched before on the Indies.
That's the goal.
We're
That's
gonna
our plan.
smoke everybody. We're gonna do big things here. You know what I mean? And all these other companies. I'll wake up.
You're on notice. I'm just kidding.
Legs up tight.
Brett Lauderdale, I love you, buddy. Hey, let's do business.
Sturchio. S-T-U-R.
Everybody knows my legal name.
Chio.
Listen,
Chio.
let's get out of here. Thank you to the sponsors. Thank you for everybody for watching this episode of Impromptu Moff guest spot. Tommy, we'll check back with him, make sure he's okay. Shay, thank you for producing as always.
There's a puddle on the floor.
For Dave Sturchio, Chris Payne, and of course, Little Payne out there, who is also the very first Fight Factory Junior heavyweight champion. That's been established. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you guys
He's a
next
flyweight?
week on the Fight Factory podcast. See you guys then.